Other big reveal, because Daniel is about to get a look. One of the biggest games of E3. We're talking Batman versus Superman big. Daniel, you got Ed Boon?
I do, thanks. Now I'm curious about what's in the cube. Thanks very much. It's going to be hard the whole rest of the day. NetherRealm's 2008 crossover hit, Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, immediately had fans clamoring for more. Well, now they have it. NetherRealm's head, Ed Boon, is here to tell us about putting the DC roster in the spotlight with Injustice. Welcome, Ed. It's good to see you. E3 number what for you?
E3 number everyone.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever missed an E3.
Really?
Yeah,
excellent.
yeah,
They get bigger and bigger each year, and this year you have a brand new reveal of a game. Set the stage for us and tell us what Injustice is all about.
Well, Injustice is, imagine the...
Injustice is the making of this game, I think. Now, in my previous video about Ed Boon, you know, I was still pretty damn upset about the path he was taking on this game. This was the problem I keep having with, and you're gonna see throughout this entire clip here on a level of things I disagree with. I'm gonna try to explain this to the people out there watching this right now in a more calmer state, so that way we can actually, debate about some of these things where we differ.
Biggest blockbuster superhero over-the-top crazy events wrapped in a fighting game. Everything that you do, you think about doing in a fighting game. You hit somebody with a sword, you hit somebody with an automobile. You knock somebody down, you knock them through a wall. Everything is just multiplied by 10 in terms of the scope and what you do with the game. It's the most outrageous, big event game that we've ever made.
Keep raising the bar. I mean, these fighting games that you've been behind just keep elevating. What can we possibly see? I mean, we've seen some crazy stuff. So what are some of the most crazy things we're going to see in this game?
Yeah, well, it's like when you think of these characters, Superman, Flash, Batman, Wonder Woman, all these, they have these outrageous abilities. It's really, when you think about it, it's kind of like a battle of the gods. If anything that you can do, with these events that are bigger than life.
Now, there's a problem I keep having with it. It's, battle of the gods and stuff. You have the good effects, but, from what it looks like, you're just bailing out on your old story. You're bailing out on your foundation of what made this game, Ed. That's how I feel about your making this game. You only get two fighting stances. You can only go from either fight from here or there. The idea of some of your recently previous games was to get away from that. That's why we have these. You had to make those 2D games only because you had no choice to. You and John Tobias made those games, okay? Only because the reason why it was that 2D is because 1990 technology. You had no other choice. What else could you do? This here, it's unnecessary. It's like you're de-evolving. You don't need that. You are on a good path of being in a three-dimensional realm, working with three-dimensional effects. You can actually walk around your opponent. That's what you could have done, but you didn't. That's one of many levels I disagree with you.
And, so like I said before, you're normally throwing punches, you're blasting people through walls. You normally hit somebody with a baseball bat, you're going to be hitting somebody with an automobile, a spaceship. You're throwing power generators. It's the...
You're trying to make you feel like you're the Incredible Hulk. You can pick up giant objects and stuff like that. I understand that, okay? That I can grasp that, Ed. What we can't grasp is that why are you bailing out on something that made you for what you are? I mean, I can understand why you want to go down that road of having superhuman strength and all that stuff. But I mean, where's your story? I wish you'd focus in on more of your own story, your own foundation. You want like superhuman strength, fine. You could still simply do that, but you're trading skill in for power. You want more power and less skill. That's what it requires, and that's not what your old-time gamers want. It's like anyone could just like crush a guy's head with one hand, and that'll be the end of the game. It's the what made you what it is about Mortal Kombat was skill, trying to time your attacks perfectly. That was skill, not superhuman strength. I mean, that's what MK Comics and, that's what DC Comics and Marvel Comics were all about, is superhuman, supernatural strength. This here, I mean, Mortal Kombat wasn't so much based on strength. It was mostly on speed and skill and powers, yes, but it was a combination. It was a mixture. This isn't.
Most crazy, over the top.
I mean, see, look at this. Who is going to go up against that guy? Who's going to go up against Superman and win? Can you name a single character that ever actually beat Superman? I mean, the guy returned from the dead, for Christ's sake. I mean, seriously, there is no stopping him. So, I mean, there's no point.
Interactive experience. So it's we really shook up the entire.
Can you imagine what he would do to Sub-Zero if he was in this game? Holy shit, man, he wouldn't have a chance.
Formula for a fighting game.
It looks like it.
How is anyone supposed to conceive that fight any which way but lose?
I mean, it looks absolutely crazy. Are there some design challenges presented to you with this concept that you didn't have before with your previous games?
Yeah, when you have characters that are this outrageous, someone like the Flash who can run the speed of light, somebody as big in scope as Superman, obviously you need to kind of level the play field, but we really wanted to kind of keep the spirit of the characters. So we really want people to feel like I am playing Superman, I am playing the Flash, I'm playing Batman, and so giving those abilities, but keeping it within the confines of a fighting game. Our goal was to really empower players, make them feel like they're doing things that are just so completely over the top. It's kind of like Mortal Kombat on steroids in a way.
Wow,
but except for the fact that it isn't Mortal Kombat. It's not. You don't even have the name. You don't even have like in a background. There's not even a background like where you see Scorpion in the background. There's not even a hint of Mortal Kombat anywhere in this game. It sounds like you're getting ready to bail on your own company. What about the story
concept for this game? Where did it come from, and how long has it been in development?
Oh, we've been talking about...
Here's another thing for most of you new MK fans out there that didn't notice this, is that the point of he's doing this, he's bailing out. The Midway was the Titanic. It sunk, okay? It crashed, it sunk, and it's because of that, of his last game that he made on Midway terms, crashed that whole entire company. And now Warner Brothers comes along, buys them out, and he's doing it again. Warner Brothers, I mean, as long as he's making money, he can do whatever the hell he wants. Midway was on good terms because, I mean, it didn't have a popular, it wasn't in the view of the audience as much, but they were getting along just fine. What destroyed Midway was it caused the fans to be split in two, okay? It was almost a civil war between the fans of Midway. It split in two and it just couldn't hold up. That's what destroyed Midway. Now, Warner Brothers doesn't have to worry about that shit. It is an impenetrable fortress that cannot be sunk, So, I mean, because there's no such thing as a fan base of Warner Brothers. I mean, it's too big to be split.
This game, over a year now, we've really been kind of percolating. We have these great stories to tell, to kind of explain, why Superman and Batman.
Yeah, people want to know, why are they good guys? Are they bad guys? What's
exactly,
happening?
And we're kind of mixing it all up. A lot of these story details we're going to be revealing over the next few months, obviously. But right now, it's just kind of like the introduction of the game, the mechanics. The big star of the show is the environment. So scattered throughout the environments is interactive areas that different characters use in different ways. So we're really adding a lot of variables to the fighting mechanic while keeping it as outrageous as possible. It's just a riot to play.
Well, in terms of the fighting mechanics,
Yeah, it's
is it
a
gonna be
riot, all
similar
right.
to what
I
we've
bet
seen in
it
Mortal
is.
Kombat and the previous games you've done, or are you looking to implement something completely different this time around?
There are obviously some of the basics in terms of special moves, attacks, and super moves, and but our super moves are just so
Okay,
when you
let's
see
kind of
someone
fast
like
forward through. He's just talking more
over
about
the
the
top
same.
fatalities and all this stuff. So in terms of the whole violent aspect, we're going more for the outrageous as opposed to the overtly violent. We're going to still have blood in the game and whatnot, but it's going to be more like over the
And
top.
whatnot.
Something like
You're gonna be hearing that a lot in his interviews.
Blockbuster or something like that, as opposed to like a overtly violent feature.
We've seen several characters so far, Ed, but who have you confirmed for E3 2012 that we know is going to be in the game for sure?
The 6 characters are Superman, Batman.
Okay.
Kombat's recent relaunch that you are able to kind of apply here, either in a gameplay perspective or from just appealing to what fans really want.
For Mortal Kombat, I think the big win was, one of the big wins was that we took such a dramatic departure with the previous game, Mortal Kombat versus DC. And so a lot of players really wanted to see us go back to the roots. And we did that in a number of ways. We went back to
okay, let's go back to that part.
For Mortal Kombat, I think the big win was...
What he was asking
Always
you.
good, but at the same time, you recently experienced the success of the revitalization of Mortal Kombat, bringing that back into the fray and kind of going back to basics type of way. What did you learn from Mortal Kombat's recent relaunch that you are...
This guy's trying to say, are you going to make another Mortal Kombat game after this?
able to kind of apply here.
He's trying to lean that way.
Or from, just appealing to what fans really want.
For Mortal Kombat, I think the big win was, one of the big wins was that, we took such a dramatic departure with the previous game, Mortal Kombat versus DC. And so a lot of players really wanted to see us go back to the roots. And we did that in a number of ways. We went back to a 2D fighting plane. We brought back all the crazy fatalities, and we brought back all the kind of favorite characters. There was a lot of, the stars were aligned with that game. We delivered a solid experience. We had a great single player experience too. So I think we hit a lot of things on the head at the same time.
It felt like the relaunch of Mortal Kombat was done and the fans were involved, and it was a very pleasing experience for everybody. Yeah. Are you doing anything on that front for fans of this game and these characters to get them involved with the project?
Absolutely. We are constantly listening on Twitter, Facebook. We're also...
No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm waving the bullshit flag on that one. Because I know for a fact I know you're not.
We're going to be doing a lot of events. We're going to go to Comic-Con and show things, and we're always listening to the fans and kind of getting their feedback, what they see in the trailer, what they like, what they're excited about, and so we're constantly kind of evolving and responding to what they're asking for.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to it. Thanks so much for stopping by to give us a first look at it here on our E3 All Access. Guys, that's going to do it from here, but here's Katie Linendahl on just...
Okay, this is going to be part one of... I'm going to make a sequel to this about more of me explaining and why we differ on so many terms between me and Ed Boon. So this is part one of my video.